Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters, and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. I'm your host, Ben.
I'm Andy.
You got Graham.
I'm Matthew, the PNW Cigar Guy.
Robert here.
And Zach.
Hey!
Yeah, in case our fans haven't ever figured that out, we go alphabetically.
Well, we do have a new face of the lounge. It's Matthew from PNW Cigar Guy. He's an awesome guy who's been on TikTok. I don't know exactly when he started, but I caught him fairly early in his TikToks, and he's been taking off, man, on TikTok. And I've been happy to sit there and be able to watch him. He's getting a lot of views, a lot of people picking up on him. He's got great content. I love his cigar reviews. I love his the things he actually reviews, like the cigar cutters that he does. Have tons of questions for him. But we're happy to have him today. And as a normal fashion, we're going to do a grab bag episode for you because it is the 15th episode. So, grab bag time. And today I am smoking the Man of War Armada.
Ooh, that's purty.
It is purty. I'm so happy.
I had to go look up what I was smoking. The Lunatic by Aganorsa. Not that we haven't loved on them enough over the last couple of months, but this was calling out because it's the Flying Pig equivalent for Aganorsa.
What about you, Grim?
I got a Cohiba Blue from Walgreens, and it was blue, and I thought, man, I should cheer it up. I should buy it, and I did. And once I was done buying it, it seemed just as fucking blue. So I feel like I wasted my effort.
Way to go.
How about
you, Matthew?
I'm going to be smoking the Foundation Matapa Robusto.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
nice.
That's the one
You
we
know
could
how hard
get
that is
a
to
hold
find
of.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was a little hard to find, and actually have some interesting news about this that came out in February. That might be why it's hard to find this.
Didn't it change names?
It changed names, and so they are probably going through a whole rebranding, reboxing, renaming thing, and if you ask for Matapa, they'd be like, no, we don't have that. And they might not know it's the same cigar. So
Interesting.
That's probably it. That's probably it. How about you, Robert?
Okay, so I'm going to read this. I am having a cigar crafted from the high quality Dominican tobacco, finished with an Indonesian wrapper and a Dominican binder. After weeks and weeks of talking about it, I broke down and I finally got a flavored cigar. It's the Tatiana Groovy Blue.
Oh, you got the Groovy Blue.
I am going to finally have my first flavored cigar.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
And since I opened this thing, my hand has smelled like grapes. Literally, that's all I can smell in my hand is grapes.
that's a good sign.
It's a good sign.
I mean, it's good.
We'll get you some communion wafers. Oops.
Listen. All right, Zach.
I've got the Oliva Black Swan. I'm not sure where I got this, but it's a single, so it's probably some sort of sample pack thing.
It wasn't a CVS.
I did not check CVS to see if they had the Black Swan. They might.
Actually, no, they stopped
Since I found a
selling
Cohiba, I'm pretty
tobacco
sure there's a possibility.
I'm pretty sure that CVS doesn't have cigars at all now. I think that's a company policy.
Yeah, no cigars, no cigarettes. I don't know.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and start lighting these up. And while we're lighting up, Robert has a question.
Okay, so I've been noticing. I bought from Cigar Bid one time. And I've noticed ever since then I'm getting more and more emails about cigar auction sites. So, what exactly am I looking for when I go to a cigar site, and what's a good site, if any?
So you're talking about specifically for cigar bid sites?
Yeah, on cigar bidding sites, not
All right.
buying sites.
All right, so I'll field that one for the first part. The only two that I know that are reputable, that I've actually done myself, are JR Auctions and Cigar Bid. Now, with both of those sites, you have to be extremely careful about what you're purchasing. And what I mean by that is, when you go in there, you have to make sure you read what you're getting whenever you're doing a bid, right? Because, you say, you go in, you see a picture, and you see a picture of one stick, and it has maybe 5 behind it. You may be bidding on 5 sticks. So you go put, I want to bid 2 on that or 3 on that. Well, you'll end up with 15 sticks rather than, 1 or 2. So just keep a mind on that. Also, when you're buying from bid sites like that, a lot of times it's kind of overstock, things like that. Cigar shops are trying to get rid of. So when you get it, make sure you throw it in your humidor for at least a week or 2. Let it get, properly humidified. Let there's some moisture get back into them, because they could have been sitting around for a while, and you want to make sure they're taken care of. And plus, you got to think about shipping. Whenever it's shipped, it's hot in those trucks. It's cold in those trucks. So you want to make sure that you get it back to the proper humidification and proper temperature before you, go huffing away on it.
Ooh, can I add to that?
Yeah.
Just to add to that part about getting cigars from places like a Cigar Bid or somewhere where you don't know exactly where they've been. I have a separate humidor that I put stuff like that in, so that in case it has a cigar beetle infection, or it needs to be brought up or down in humidity or temperature, it goes in that box instead of mingling with the rest of my collection of things that shall be burned in the future.
So it's like a staging box for you.
It is kind of like a staging box.
Kind of sounds like he's treating it like, like the STD box, like, you look like someone I should pick up at the bar, but I need you to fill out this form first.
Yeah. Isn't that how we met?
Yeah, I filled out the form. Wait!
But as far as bidding sites go, like I said, Cigar Bid and JR bids are the only ones I've done personally, and both of them I've gotten exactly what I bid on. Came in good shape, and I mean, you can get some good deals on some bulk things, but if you're looking for something niche, something more probably more like boutique, you probably want to stay off the auction sites, because they don't normally carry stuff like that. They more carry mainstream big brand names that, like I said, there are plenty of overstock.
All right. Good to know.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't suffer the bid sites, so.
Yeah, I've never used one either. I see them a lot, or I've seen them a few times, and just been like, oh, that's interesting. I bet you could get a deal there, but kind of wanted this thing, so that's the reason I was there.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can get some cool stuff that you never even heard of.
Yeah.
Like I
You
got
can get you
General
some
Grants. Shut up, Andy. I like my General Grants. I got those, and I enjoyed them. So, no shame here.
I think one of the first or earliest things I got on one of the bid sites was a box of Ortega Cubaos, and I think I paid like $2 a stick for them, all told, for like a box of 20, and they are super good, like super solid, like no frills, just really good stick. And I'm like, that's the reason to go on there. Yeah, is like to find that overstock stuff that no one wants and kind of like roll the dice on it. Yeah. But yeah, that turned out to be such a high quality stick for $2.
Yeah. So I mean, you can luck out, and sometimes you can get total crap. And I don't mean like just bad quality. It just turns out to be a stick you don't like. But
Sure. It's like eBay.
Try it out. They're pretty safe. Just don't be in a rush for them either. I'll give you that heads up, because it usually does take like a week for them to ship it. So just keep that in mind as well. Especially on Cigar Bid, it does take them like almost 5 business days before they get it out. It's like 2 to 3 business days. So
Cigar Bid also lets you like bundle your shipping. Like you can set an option.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I heard their shipping gets to be a bit, can add up. So again, if you're trying to save money, which if you're on a bidding site, you're probably trying to save money, then
Well, I think-
make sure you check the shipping settings.
Yeah, I think the last time I checked, it was $7 for shipping. But if you had more than one thing, they only tacked on $1 for each additional thing.
Yeah, it's
And
a
then-
lot cheaper to get your
Yeah.
shippings bundled together.
Exactly. So if you wait till like a Tuesday and you're bidding on Friday and stuff, and you wait, and all your stuff finishes, you can have like 5 things. It only costs you, $8, $9. They get it shipped to you. That's a good thing.
Nice.
And I hope that answers your question, Robert.
It surely did.
All right. So, what do we think of first thoughts on our cigars?
It lit.
I'm
happy.
I'm smoking it. That's what I'm doing. Grim was about to say something. Didn't stop.
I might be out early because I just lit that, and like
Is
I
it a
think
little
you have a
dry?
little bit of a dry issue there, sir.
it might be a little dry, but I'm still trying to enjoy it. I'm a little concerned that like I might not have anything to do for the second half of this podcast.
Should have bought
Well,
two.
my Armada, it lit up good. Good strong smoke. It's starting to leave a film on my mouth, which I'm
Uh-oh.
not happy about at all. Hopefully it backs off a little bit. It's a little strong, but it's not even a Maduro. I forgot if this was a Habano or a Connecticut. Oh, it's not, definitely not Connecticut, but it has a good full flavor, tastes good. Just if that film keeps going, it's going to lose a point. But that's where I'm at.
Well, my
Well, you
lunatic
ready?
is. Yeah, I was gonna say my lunatic's going really well. It's not burning nearly as quick as Gribble's Cohiba over there, but the ring gauge is a little bit bigger than I generally prefer because it's a 60 ring gauge. But
Pretty thick.
yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah,
It's full. It's sure. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grim, did you want to say anything more about your Cohiba?
I lost another quarter of it while you were talking.
The 35-second cigar.
Nice. How about you, Matthew?
I'm really digging it so far. So the Matapa said it was a little on the stronger side. I usually like a solid medium, like a medium full every now and then. So it's a little on the stronger side nicotine wise for me. But the initial flavors are really unique. Like I've never really tasted anything like it. Like there's savory but sweetness at the same time, and it's like the cold draw was just like graham crackers, like cookies. It was like it's just such an interesting like set of flavors coming out of this cigar. Because I was reading like what was on it. It's a Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Connecticut broadleaf binder, and then Nicaraguan filler. So like I had those things, and I know what those things are, and I've come to like expect certain flavors from those tobaccos. And this is like really just going in its own direction. So, which is interesting. It's always interesting to be like surprised by a cigar and like have to kind of like chase the flavors down. I call it being dynamic, like when a cigar is dynamic. Like a cigar doesn't have to be dynamic to be good, but it's one way a cigar can be like really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus.
Yeah.
How about you, Robert?
Bubblegum. Bubble yum. Bubble. That's what this shit tastes like. It's not really burning. But
Yeah, you might have touched that up to get it to even back out.
yeah. Input is good, output is good. It's interesting. For my first flavored cigar, I will be open-minded. I don't think I'm gonna come back to it as a go-to or anything, but yeah, it's interesting novelty.
Did you get Tahitian treat to drink with that?
No, should I?
Yes, absolutely.
Damn it.
Hawaiian punch, whatever it is. Yeah, absolutely. With the flavored cigar. Yeah. It's like I feel like I'm
Go all
joking,
out.
but I'm not.
How about you, Zach?
The Black Swan is burning good out. The smoke output is kind of in the medium full flavor, but like it's not producing a huge amount of smoke. But it's adequate. It's getting good flavors out of it. I'm getting a little bit of coffee and kind of black pepper and maybe a little bit of sweetness, but not much. I was a little struggling trying to find the stats on the cigar since I got it in like a sample pack where it wasn't the prominent thing in there. And it says Connecticut broadleaf and Nicaraguan filler, but it doesn't tell me much more than that. And so far, so good. Enjoying it.
Nice. All right. So now we're going to pick on Matthew. Since you're the new guy in the lounge, we're going to have to ask questions.
I love questions.
What actually got you into cigar smoking?
Actually, I smoked a tobacco pipe for several years and really enjoyed it, which derives from thrift store shopping and antique store shopping. I just see pipes all over, and I finally got one and cleaned it up, got it all working. There's a place nearby that sells like pipe tobacco, loose tobacco, and it was great, but like it took a lot of like effort to like hack a pipe, and the margin for error was quite high. Whereas like if you treat cigars well and keep them stored properly, they almost just kind of always work, and you don't have to kind of worry about that. So that was my transition. That was like my pipeline. I think I'm coming up on about 2 years of smoking cigars. So I'm still very like relatively new in it, but because I am a elder millennial with ADHD, I don't do anything halfway. Everything is an obsession for me. So when I dive in, I dive in. So I have like 2 cabinet humidors now. I have 4 tupper doors and 2 large plastic containers of boxes, and probably over 1,000, maybe 1,500 total sticks. Like,
wow, that
it's gone overboard. It's gone in a dark direction. But
I just imagine you're like
shit.
Scrooge McDuck. And you got, a cigar bin. You just like to go and swim around it every once in a while.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have. I do. I love opening the bins and just kind of like moving stuff around and counting stuff and seeing what I've got. I'm trying to like hold back on buying new stuff. What I've kind of done is like I picked my like Warped and Drop Cigar Club and Gallus cigars are kind of all my jam. Warped was like the first brand I really got into. So anytime there's something new from them, I'll pretty much snatch it up. But I try not to buy boxes of stuff anymore because I just don't need that much. I have tons of like singles laying around, but I still love chasing the new stuff. So, it is what it is.
Well, yeah, you can't give up on the new. Anything comes out, you got to try something.
Foundation is such a solid brand. Whenever anybody asks me what to get in, like what cigars to get into, it's always the Charter Oak, hands down. Like you buy, one of each of the 3 wrappers in 3 different sizes, and suddenly you have this little sampler pack that'll tell you what you want to smoke, like what wrappers, what flavors, what strengths, what size, what length, like duration of smoke. Like you can accomplish a lot, and then depending on where you get them, like it's $20 for those 3 cigars. Like Charter Oak is a really affordable cigar that punches way above its pay grade. So huge fan of Foundation. Olmec was on a top list last year. I have this is like kind of the hotness now, and I have every confidence that this will end up on a top list in 2024 too.
Cool. Wait, that make lists?
Some of them do. Controversially, there is the Cigar Aficionado list, and depending on what you want to believe, that list is to be trusted or not. It is either like for pay or it is objective. For me, I like lists are always subjective, right? Like if you go to my page, I've started ratings. Somebody asked me to do ratings on cigars on a 10-point scale, so they could like understand quickly what I thought of the cigar. And I didn't want to do that at first. I actually intentionally did not do that because it is subjective. Like who am I to pass judgment? But I started doing it. It works out well. I like it. For me, it makes me focus on certain areas of cigar smoking that I don't normally focus on.
Right.
But I'm a guy who likes I love Nicaraguan and medium cigars, and like a Corona Gorda is like my perfect vitola. So if you don't like any of those things, if you like, Maduro wrapped, strong Dominican Maduro smokes, then you're not gonna. My rating system is out the window for you. But
Right.
so,
Gee, you hit all my likes all in one sentence. Right?
which one? The one I am or the one I'm not?
The one you're not.
Yeah, and exactly. And if you want those things, just find somebody who likes the same things as you, watch their
totally.
content, and then smoke what they're smoking. It's that simple. But like
Nah, I'm making my own content. This works.
the cigar aficionado list, what blows me away on it is that they just mix the Cuban and New World cigars, and to me that's just
Right.
like half of the cigars on that list are inaccessible to most readers, right? Like
Right.
you just can't get them. So like now I'm only looking at half of the list.
Yeah,
And
out
those
of the
guys
top
like
20,
strong
you're getting the
cigars,
top 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you might
they definitely
like the
like
cigar
cigars.
aficionado list. That might speak to certain people if those are the cigars you like. I think there's one cigar on their top 20 list of 2023 that I give a damn about. So,
Was it the Oscar?
What cigar is that?
God, what was it? Was
If
it?
you don't
Yeah, the
remember, it's
Lipa
not a big
was
deal.
on
I
there.
just
I
haven't
like
looked at this.
I think
haven't looked
no,
at
it was
the
the
list in a
Olmec.
couple months.
It was the Olmec. That
Probably
was the
the
one that was on last year's list. Was the Foundation Olmec,
Okay.
and I really liked the Olmec. But other than that, like the rest of the list was like these Toros and these Churchills and these Maduros, and it's just like all great. Like I have no problem with those cigars existing. I just don't enjoy them as much as I enjoy this one.
There you go.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I love people talking about like this is the best cigar, and I'm like, I don't trust you automatically if you say things like that.
Yeah. That's subjective. It's all subjective.
Yeah,
Of course it is.
Well, that's individual taste.
yeah, and that's
Everything.
kind of what this group is about. We all have our own tastes, and we hope that some viewer maybe aligns with our taste, and our rating of that cigar would be important. And if not, hopefully
Yep.
they laugh while we bullshit.
Well, in most cases, we just hope they laughed because we bullshit. Because, you can't trust us on the cigars.
Hey, so,
Yeah.
real quick, do I need to do the halfway review? Because
Oh, Jesus, man. Look at that.
Mine's actually burning pretty quick too. I'm close to halfway
I,
already.
to scale, just to show here, I'm not
Really?
reviewing
Awesome.
this, man. I can't. I feel like Walgreens did it dirty.
It
Yeah, it's been on
did
a shelf
did
for
you
6
did.
months.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
well, yeah. It was a pretty wrapper, and I thought, man, that could be good. I lied to myself, but here I am.
And that's why I brought the short cigar to the long cigar party, because I'm the one that's going to be here for another hour and a half smoking
Yeah.
this 4.5-inch cigar.
Oh,
I don't
this
know.
is
Look
just
at Robert's.
you're still
Robert's
here.
down pretty good, too.
Yeah, it's burning pretty fast.
So, Matthew, out of your videos, what do you like doing more? Do you like doing the cigar reviews more, or do you like doing the instructional reviews?
Yeah, I like doing the cigar reviews more because that's
Get
what
to smoke.
smoking cigars is just trying to experience cigars, right? Like, yeah, there's a guy who just smokes the same one or two sticks over and over again and enjoys himself, and that's cool. But like, I love discovering new cigars, and I love learning about
for
new
sure.
cigars. So the reviewing one is just kind of natural, right? Like that's just what I do: is smoke one of something or two of something and like talk about it. Unfortunately, the TikTok algorithm doesn't care about those as much, and it highly favors the instructional videos. But like, to me, it's like it's kind of like a personal qualm where like, how many more videos do we need on cutting cigars, right? Like, they exist. And also, like, a lot of the videos nowadays are like sensational, and they're like, "You're cutting your cigars wrong." And I'm like, unless you're cutting them literally in half, you're not cutting them wrong. You're probably like, there's only a few ways to do it wrong, and by and large, if it lights and smokes, then you have done it correctly. Like, you will know if it didn't work, right? I have my lighting ritual, right? Like, I decided to put out a video about my lighting process because I do a very long, specific toasting process, and I thought, okay, that's that. I feel good contributing that. But it's just like, does somebody else need another straight cut video? And unfortunately, that video has like my 3-pin videos, I think, have a combined like 160,000 views on them. And it's just like, that's what the algorithm wants. So I don't like making them as much, but...
Well, to talk about your ritual on your lighting your cigar, I have taken your note on that, and I have noticed a difference when smoking my cigars. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I didn't even really think about, blowing through and getting everything just cleaned out. I mean, I usually do that if I'm recutting, but I don't do it on initial, burn. So thank you for that. And I also noticed whenever you're doing your cutting, you kind of do, especially on a straight cut, you kind of do it at an angle. I was wondering if there's a benefit to that.
Gibbs a little frozen for me.
We lost Gibbs. Come back.
I'm here.
Stay
Try
right.
it again.
Okay.
I think I heard most of the question, which is like about cutting on an angle, which
Yes.
I just found out about recently too. So yeah, like when you have something more of like a torpedo shape, something that has, I don't know, like probably just the way it's wrapped, right? Like it kind of spirals down. You can cut a little more of the cap off without it like unraveling. And it really is just about kind of opening it up, right? So like if you were to take a torpedo and cut it straight across, you produce a circle. If you cut it on an angle, you produce an oval. And therefore, more of the cigar is open, so there's more airflow. I don't necessarily know if there's like a better, like a good, like an objective truth to this or anything, but like if you like a cigar to have a little more airflow, if you want to have more of the smoke hit you at one time versus being kind of concentrated in, that to me is like the only objective truth about it, is it will open the cigar up more. Theoretically, it could help if the cigar is a little like dense and plugged, and it's like cutting it on that angle might improve the draw. Like getting the right tension on the draws is one of the things that I've now started focusing on because I do my reviews, right? My rating scale includes draw as like draw tension as part of like the rating. So I've become hyper aware of that. But ultimately I think it's just kind of like a fancy thing. Like if you cut a torpedo straight across, is it going to smoke fun? Really? Like I don't think it's going to like affect anything. Gibbs, to your point, I think my lighting ritual does have some objective truth to it, just because like, you warm it up before you light it on fire, and therefore produces more of this kind of like white ash off the bat versus like bursting into flames and combusting. And then I blow just in case that, like, obviously we're using like clean burning lighter fluid here and butane, but like blowing out before I do that. That was something I picked up from the Davidoff guys, the father-son combo, and he would do that all the time, blow through. So your very first puff is nothing but tobacco smoke.
Yeah, that's
again,
the thing.
I don't know if that means anything. It just makes me feel better to do it. I like the ritual of my lighting process. I love my ritual of all my gadgets laid out and getting into a cigar. So maybe that's just for me. Maybe it just tickles my brain the right way.
No, I think you're onto something there, man, because honestly, I noticed the difference when you blow through it and then take that first puff. You're getting the taste of the cigar. You're not getting the taste of anything else. You're getting that taste of the cigar rather than trying to puff it and keep it lit. You get to just enjoy that first puff.
Yeah, and it like, and the puffing too. Like I don't puff at all while I'm lighting. I light purely out here, and then I blow on the end, and then I blow out, and then I give it a minute, and then I do my first puff. So it's like very cool. Temperature is another one of those things. Like I started focusing on the temperature of my cigars as I'm smoking them on my scale, and that's a way to prevent your palate from getting kind of like torched too early.
Oh, it's not supposed to burn in the first third.
So
I
much
think
for
Andy
grams.
likes to keep the lighter on the cigar the entire time, just to make sure it's really going.
I don't know, but you've got a point to that where, when I started smoking cigars, I would puff. Gibbs can verify. I'd smoke a 6.5 inch cigar, at a 45 ring gauge in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be hot in the first third, but by the time you got down to the last third, it was definitely burning hot. But I was poor buying cheap cigars. Sorry, Thompson and your iguanas, but they're it's you know, I've come a long way since then. You know, now I'm the guy that sits out on the patio in my back porch lounge and smokes a 4.5-inch cigar for an hour and a half.
He said it.
I did say it. You're welcome.
Yeah, I smoke really slow too. That's another like thing about me. Like this is a classic 5x50 Robusto. This will take me at least 60 minutes. Like, and I know there are some people who can go through a Robusto in like 30 to 40 minutes. And it's just like, I mean, if you're enjoying that, that's fine. I would argue that like I'm tasting more of the cigar and less of the heat and less of the fire. But again, it's mostly ritual. That's just what I do.
I'm digging your cigar journal because I assume you're writing in your cigar journal.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the interesting thing. I'm writing my notes on it, but I was trying to do this on the iPad, have my phone recording, so I could actually do a video of this cigar, and it just didn't work out. But I'm still taking the notes. These are knockoff field notes. They're not the expensive ones. These are just called Field Book, which you can get a pack of these on Amazon for like a third of the price. But one page is, I think, perfect for a cigar. 2 pages if it's like really like a lot to talk about. And it has a ruler in the back too. So like when you're measuring like, you know, when do flavors change, or when did the light go out, or when did something change? Like I just have a ruler in the back there.
Is that what you use a ruler for?
But I also have a laser cutter, and I made one of these, which is
nice,
an extremely aggressively unnecessary measuring tool with ring gauges and a curved edge on it. I made it this size because it's the same size as this notebook, so it fits in any place this notebook goes.
I know a guy.
You're professional.
And excellent geek points for that one.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, if you have a laser and you want the file, I'm happy to share it with you. But,
send it to Gibbs. We know a guy.
Yeah, a friend of ours has one.
Like Zach, you have this cigar, right? And you're not quite sure where it came from, and if it doesn't have the cellophane, and it doesn't have like a label, like even if it has cellophane, it might not have a label on it.
I don't label on the cellophane.
Yeah. So I could then like measure it and ring gauge it and just know those things. Again, like could you just go to the internet and search it? Yeah, probably, but like there have been a few times in my life that having that ruler has actually been valuable and worthwhile and contributed, but otherwise it's mostly just kind of a novelty.
Nice.
I mean, also could be a product that you sell in your merch store if you want to.
They have been on Etsy for a long time. I currently turned my Etsy store listings off just because like I've had like some work and family stuff and haven't had time to like fulfill orders on them. But I do those, and then I make these cigar stands.
Oh, nice.
That come apart into 2 pieces, so they lay flat in your travel kit, and then you can put a cigar across the top and engrave it with whatever you want.
That's cool.
Again, like I said earlier, I don't do anything halfway. Everything is a very obsessed energy with me.
Hey,
I respect it.
I support that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be where I'm at cigars or Legos or anything else without, some bit of obsession.
Yep.
Let's do a check-in on the cigar, because I think 2 of us are about to be out of a cigar here.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, man. All right.
Checking my ruler, I'm coming up on about the halfway mark.
You're about halfway too, so let's go ahead and do a check-in. Mine, the taste is still there, still full taste, full smoke. It's got the film in my mouth though, so it's definitely dropping a point for that, because I do not like that at all in my cigars. Which is kind of disappointing, because most manowars don't do that. But it's still good. I'm still enjoying it. So, yeah, there you go. And somebody's getting ice cream. I can hear that.
It's driving me nuts, man.
He's like, I want to leave the podcast and go get a SpongeBob SquarePants.
It's that time of year, though, and that's all right.
It is.
I might be halfway. Probably not, but screw it. The flavors haven't really changed a whole lot, but it's definitely got that strong cigar feel to it. It's got good smoke input and output. It's got good flavor. As long as I've been smoking cigars, Zach and I've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't do well pulling out words for flavors, so I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, it's so far. I'm gonna pull a Grim. It's good.
But does it have that good Aganorsa taste to it?
It does. It's got that good Aganorsa taste and feel to it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've smoked a few Aganorsas recently, and I kept having trouble writing in my notes what it was, and I'm like, it just tastes like a cigar. I don't know what else to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I know that that's like the least helpful thing to say to somebody who's trying to learn about cigars, but like it's actually very true of Aganorsa stuff. Like if you want something that's just like a cigar and like tobacco, Aganorsa's got you on that, hands down.
Yeah, this is not a glass of wine. This is a cigar. It's got tobacco, cigar.
And sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes you just want to taste burning tobacco leaves.
And Aganorsa does a great job. That's not an insult at all. I mean,
No,
I haven't had a bad Aganorsa at all. Period. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Grim, how about you, buddy?
I could have bought a pack of cigarettes, man. Like, it burned so hard and so fast that I have ash in my mouth, and like I'm trying to enjoy it, but I know like the heaters are so good that I enjoy it keep on a regular basis, but Walgreens did this so dirty, man.
That sucks.
So maybe on your when you're listing for the review, maybe put an asterisk. It came from Walgreens. Maybe could have used some time in the humidor.
Yeah, we'll give it that fair share.
A little bit of a revival.
How about you, Matthew?
Yeah, no, mine's doing pretty good. I'm finding it gets a little hot for me if I'm smoking it too fast. So it needs to be like, again, the temperature is kind of like very important to me. So I need to like keep setting it down to give it time to like mellow back out. I think the flavors have kind of muddied a little bit more. Like they were a lot more distinct up front. They're kind of muddied now. Muddy is like a negative word. They're blended, right? It's got a very blended flavor. It has a little bit of kind of like a toasty, smoky like aftertaste. It's still really good. I wish those like more distinct, like multiple flavors stayed. I wish I was still tasting all of those flavors kind of together instead of mixed together, but it's still pretty good. And again, aside from burning a little hot, the burn line has been super crisp and the light has been great. I did notice I cracked the cap a little bit with my V-cut. It had a pigtail on it, so
did mine.
And the way the pigtail was angled, I wanted to cut it this way, but it wouldn't fit, so I cut it long ways, which I think was bad. I think I should have pulled my straight cutter instead and not done the V, but it did not have that when I got it. That I remember, so that's entirely on me.
Okay. Robert, how's your Great Kool-Aid?
Well, it's dark. It's burning really fast.
Yay!
So I'm right there with you, Graham. Right?
Right.
It does leave an aftertaste in the mouth, though. So,
But does it taste like grape?
kinda.
Okay.
We're losing
In
the
my
main flavor.
aftertaste, is it a thing you enjoy about it or dislike it?
I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it.
Okay.
I mean, I understand it's for some people, but I'm gonna have to agree with the fellas here. And the flavor cigars just aren't for me. I think after this month, I've got a real cigar. Well, not to say this isn't a real cigar, but I mean, an unflavored cigar.
There you go. Because we don't shame.
We do not shame. And Zaki Poo.
That's Saki. Still very enjoyable. I don't know if I said that before, but I'm liking the cigar a lot. I did pick up a couple of new flavors as it progressed. I got a little bit of leather and kind of charred wood, which is pretty cool. I can't quite. It's for having such a dark wrapper. It doesn't taste like really dark. It's got kind of a still maybe medium full kind of vibe to me. But I'm enjoying it a lot.
Great.
Awesome. Hey, Robert, since you were talking about flavored cigars, not liking this particular stick, is it similar to? Because you've had the Crazy Jane and those sweet, whatever you've had the Deadwood cigar.
Sweet
Yeah.
Jane.
Shut up. How does that compare?
Well, definitely the Deadwood line is a superior cigar, in my opinion. It's the flavor on the Deadwood line starts out strong. It's kind of like mellows as it goes. This has been a great flavor since from the beginning, and I finally got it to burning right there at the end, but like I said, it's a cigar. It's not one that you buy for the reason I like cigars, and that's taking the time to have one and enjoy. It's to burn through real fast.
That's fair.
Hey, Matthew, why'd you choose TikTok? Just out of curiosity.
Because Instagram was doing nothing. So I tried doing it on Instagram first, and like nobody was watching there, which is really weird to me actually, because all of the brands are on Instagram, and also Instagram doesn't have as strict of policies against smoking as TikTok does. The actual policies on TikTok is if you are shown smoking on camera, your video automatically is removed from the For You pages of people and limited to people of 18 or older, which effectively means it dies. It will do nothing, as the algorithm will do nothing then. So TikTok has like higher restrictions, but like the individuals making content are getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views on some of their top videos. There was a guy I think who just got like 1 million views on one of his videos. It was like a big milestone he had a couple months ago. And so it's weird that when I post my exact same videos on Instagram, they do nothing. But I can tag the people there, right? There's brands there that I can tag, people I can tag. But it just, and they don't care. They don't care if you smoke on camera. But for some reason, the videos don't take off. And honestly, it's just not worth the effort to like post them there. So I found out that there was some cigar people doing stuff on TikTok, and I turned my hat in the ring. I've only actually been doing TikTok since November of last year, and Gibbs said it took off. Like there was like a period there in like December where one of my how-to videos took off, and suddenly my profile took off. It's a bit stagnant right now. Like I haven't had any major growth since then, but I'll still get hundreds of views or like 1,000 views on every one of my videos. So it's something. Obviously, I would like to have a little more engagement than that, but like at the end of the day, I'm just doing it because I like doing it most of the time. There's not
that's
like
our excuse.
Yeah, there's not like a profit to be made. Although I did. As somebody noticed, they did make shirts with the PNW Cigar Guy on there, which full credit to my wife for coming up for the idea of the guy with the tobacco leaves for a beard as the PNW Cigar Guy. But you can buy one of these shirts if you want, and I think I get like $1 of every shirt that is sold from Redbubble or wherever it's on. So, but more than anything, I'm just like, I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy people listening to it. I enjoy answering questions. A woman asked me for like tips on like cigars to buy her boyfriend based on some cigars he liked, and so I sent her some recommendations. Like that's the stuff that I like more than anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's more rewarding than getting 80,000 views on something.
Yeah, it's more engagement over view counts, I guess. So
Yeah.
So I just posted a bunch of stuff there this week. Like I said, it's been busy, so I finally got some reviews out. Working on a few more to come out. Obviously, as the weather gets better, I'll be able to like come outside and smoke more. It'll be like brighter out. I can record a bit more, but I mean, this is great too. Like I would love to do like an actual like podcast with somebody, but like I do not have time to edit a podcast, and I don't know anybody who wants to edit a podcast. So
just jump on ours whenever you want to, and I'll take care of it.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
I did have a question. You recently went to Vegas, right?
I was in Vegas on a work trip, and I used that as an excuse to go visit one of the lounges.
Yeah, I was
Ooh,
going to
which
ask you what the 8 Cigar Lounge, right?
Yep.
Yeah, how was that compared to like your local place? I know it's got to be like bougie and
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, it was obviously like a tad fancier. I'm spoiled because the smoking laws in Washington State are actually super rigid, but we actually have a lot of tribal land out here. So the lounge I usually go to is on tribal land, and they have different laws. And so there's like a whole shop, a lounge, a bar, like a sports bar, a darts bar that you can smoke in. And so like I have an amazing like lounge experience 20 minutes within my house.
That's
The
awesome.
ones in Vegas were like glitzier. Like it was like more like kind of like, you know, shiny and leather and like, you know, kind of like man's man type of club. But otherwise, yeah, like, and that was the one I went to. I decided to go to this one. It wasn't because the other two that I found was a Fuente and a Davidoff. And I'm like, I don't like Dominican tobacco. So like there's not a lot it feels like it would be kind of like a wasted trip for me to go to Fuente or Davidoff because I'm like, I don't really care for those lines that much. So I just went to 8. The cigars the cigars you buy there are crazy expensive. So what I ended up smoking there was the Room 101 Johnny Tobacconaut 2023.
Great cigar.
And which is a great cigar, and at retail I think it's usually around like $10. So for me, like, it's crazy value for this cigar, especially for a Connecticut wrapper, like just like a kind of like classic Connecticut wrapper. Really great smoke, loved it. I think I paid like $21 for it at this lounge because I was in Vegas, and yeah, there was like, you know, like Plasencia cigars that were like $25-$30, and I'm like, Plasencias are good, they're not $30 good.
Whoa. Yeah.
So that's my only thing is like, was the lounge experience like really cool? Yes. Like, do you pay through the nose for all of it? Also yes. So
Yeah, I was just wondering what that experience was like because I do know that their lounges are, you know, more elaborate, more, you know, I call it bougie because.
yeah, oh definitely. I mean, they definitely had a high aesthetic. There's a lot of guys like coming in wearing like, you know, their jackets and their ties and everything, and I'm like, well, good for you. I hate dressing up. I dress up like the bare minimum amount that I am required to by law. But like, you know, there were people fully dressed up in there, and like, more power to them. Again, my lounge is like, it's a darts bar. They do trivia. Like, it's more low key, but still very like welcoming, still very friendly. Like, they play cornhole in the summer. Like, that's the place that I want to go hang out. But I recommend it. I did find that there was a like a cigar superstore outside of like the strip proper. So if you wanted like a little bit more of like just cruise a shop type of experience, like I would say maybe do that instead. But if you want that like Vegas experience, the lounge was like very cool. It was very interesting to be there. I think I wore this shirt, and the woman was like, "Hey, did you know your shirt kind of looks like you?" And I'm like, "I did know that. I did know that."
That's why I bought it.
So,
You want one? I know where I can
I
get
know,
you
yeah,
one.
yeah. I was like, you want one? So
Here's my card. Merch links at the bottom. Thanks.
yeah, exactly. Link in bio.
Oh, so speaking of cigar lounges and everything, we've talked about on the show a couple times some of the faux pas when you're going into a cigar lounge. Don't do, like, I think I mentioned, don't put your cigar out like a cigarette in a cigar tray. It's not a cigarette, it's a cigar. Let it burn out, things like that. What are some other faux pas that you can think of? Like, this is open for everybody. When you're going to a cigar lounge, especially if you're a newbie, to watch out for. I think Graham had a good story about, but I think he's already done it on the show, where Jimmy Fallon was sitting there sniffing the cigar before he purchased it, which that's a big faux pas. Don't sit there and sniff the cigar before you purchase it. Afterward, if you purchase it, smell it all you want to, but not before.
Yeah, I don't want your boogies on my cigar.
Yeah, I would say don't even touch it. Like, if I'm at a shop and it's not in cellophane, I'm not going to touch it until it's time for me to buy it. And, like, to me, that's like going to the store and touching all the produce and stuff, and then, like, put it back. It's like, enough people touch it and put it back, something's going to get on it, right? That's just like a law of averages. So yeah, if I'm not gonna like pick it up and buy it, I tend not to touch it. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Don't smoke in the humidor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm about done with the cigar. Let me go, I'll take it with me while I go in the humidor and shop around a little bit more for another stick. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah,
I don't want my cigar that I'm going to purchase to smell like your half smoked, 3/4 done cigar.
Yeah, that's a good one. I thought about one the other day. Unless the tobacco shop, you're friends with the people and they're cool with it, don't bring your own stuff. Purchase there. I mean, I understand sometimes they have lockers. You can put your own stuff in the lockers and smoke your own stuff, whatever. But make sure it's cool with the shop first. Always ask. Always be polite. And always ask.
And always buy one cigar from the shop.
Yes. Buy one cigar from the shop. Even if you smoke your own, buy one from them and go in your lockers or whatever.
I always look for, so like my lounge, they like have full bar service in both the lounge and the bar, and they have food. And my thought is like, if they're making, like they're going to make way more money on those things than they are on selling cigars. So like, that's like my like caveat to that is like, if I'm going to spend $40 in the bar, then I don't feel as bad bringing my own cigar, even though the likelihood that I'm going to go into that place and not buy something on my way out is very, very slim. But yes, like if a place is literally just cigars and smoking and that's it, then absolutely like buy something.
Yeah, when Zach and I went to the Macanudo Lounge with some friends, somebody asked, "Hey, are you cool with us bringing our own stuff in?" Like, yeah, as long as you buy something, whether it be a drink at the bar or a cigar, you can smoke whatever you want. Although it's a casino, so you can smoke anywhere on the casino floor too. So. Yep. Yeah. I wasn't there to gamble.
I mean, to me, this feels like the only etiquette I'm super concerned with at a lounge or a shop is to the lounge or the shop and the people working there, right? There's a lot of people who are like, don't smell your cigars or don't cut it this way or don't light it this way. And it's just like, I don't really care what the other people think of me. Like, if you care what the other people think of you, fine. Like, there are definitely things to do, but like, again, in my opinion, there's only a few ways to like smoke cigars wrong, right? Like, the list of actual wrong smoking cigars is pretty short, and I try not to get too hung up on it.
Sorry, I just had a funny thought. When you cut it, you're supposed to light that end, right? The end you cut, right?
Yeah. You gotta cut both sides, and then you cut it in half. You light both ends, cut it in half. Sure. That's the actual way to do it.
That's called smoking on a budget. I don't know what your problem is, man.
Yeah.
Right?
That's half off.
Yeah, it's half off and you get one to go home.
It's a buy one, get one. Right.
Exactly. It's your own buy one, get one. They don't have coupons here. Fuck you. I'm just cutting shit.
I guess the only other faux pas or don't do this in the shop thing I think of on a regular basis is don't talk shit about somebody else's cigar.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
that's
Robert,
a good one.
I wouldn't talk shit about you smoking a grape vape at the lounge. Might look at you funny, but that's gonna look at you funny anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Don't talk shit about somebody else's choices.
Yes, don't talk shit about somebody else's choices. Don't talk shit about another cigar that, even if you're just comparing it to another cigar, don't talk shit about the cigar.
Right.
It's just because they may be a big proponent of that cigar. You never know.
Yeah, and if somebody likes something, that's what they like. Who cares if it's not what you like?
That's it.
Yeah, it also matters not at all what you think about somebody else's cigar.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, I'm not sensitive enough for that. Sorry.
And I had another question for you. A lot of your videos I see you use a single burner lighter.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I think it's all of them I've seen you have a single burner lighter. You like a single burner over? Yeah.
Yeah. No. All of like the nicer lighters that I bought for myself. I think like both of my Calibri Jets and my Zycar Jet are all single. I have some. God, I think I have like maybe one triple that I got like as like a promo item. Yeah, no, this goes back to my lighting technique, right? Like I'm trying to like go slowly, right? And again, I don't think that there's anything wrong with you taking a triple torch to a cigar, but my inside thought is going to be, you are just destroying the leaf. Like, you are just like toasting it, like burning it. So again, I think like if you're trying to like light it fast and puff through it, get it going as fast as humanly possible, then yeah, absolutely, put more fire to it. That makes sense. But I also think that outside of the lighting, if you ever need to like touch up a wrapper, if like the burn line is like a bit wonky or anything like that, or even just like light, the single torch is easier to do that. Like, it's just easier to get in there and do your touch ups, do your relights with a single torch. So I think that there's I think I saw a video. I can't remember his name. He owns a shop. He's pretty well known on TikTok, and by and large, I appreciate his content. He's like, what kind of light? Like, what's the right lighter? And I'm like, single. End of sentence. Like, there's no, for me, that's the right answer. I did just purchase my first soft flame lighter a while ago. This is I can't remember the name of it. Calibri Julius, right there on the bottom, good. And it has a double soft flame on it, which is super nice and adjustable. I have a video on this, so you can see me unboxing this and lighting it without testing the adjusters. So the flames were all the way at max. That was hilarious. But
you still have eyebrows. It's amazing.
You're lighting it back here.
They've grown back. It was fun. But the soft flame lighter, like, you smoke outside, even right now, like, it's not windy. You can see like nothing is moving, but even out here, it doesn't stay. So like the soft flame lighter is like at the lounge, right? And if you want to take your toasting to another step, that soft flame lighter can give you like the match experience, but doesn't go out. So if you like lighting with matches or the cedar planks, soft flame lighters are pretty cool. I know that there's a lot of companies that make like a dual soft and jet flame combo lighter. But like, if you want one lighter to rule them all, single torch flame is, and I think I did bring it out. I used my Rally today because it matches my V-cut black. This, if I have one, this is the set. This is this is the Daytona and the S-cut. And I mean, all of their products are basically the same price, so it's not about like skimping, but like the tank on this guy is huge. It's infinite. Huge. It's got the side press that this to me is required. Like, if you're still pushing down on a lighter, then like you're doing too much work. Like, squeeze it together. So anyway, this is the Daytona. Unfortunately, they don't sell orange products, so I went with pink instead. This is like, if you need one, if you want a good lighter, right? If you want like a premium lighter and you want one, this is the set I recommend everybody invest in.
Nice.
Zach likes pink.
Yeah, my V cutter is pink because it was slightly cheaper.
Same V cutter. Yep.
And I love this cutter. It's probably my favorite cutter.
I think the Calibri products are some of the best kind of like mid-range premium, right? Like, there's like the DuPonts that are like hundreds or thousands of dollars. Zycar, everybody loves a Zycar. I don't think the quality is there for me. It's about the same price as these ones.
I like old Zycar products.
Yeah, maybe. I only have like newer stuff. So I have an XI1 cutter. The thing I don't like about that is both of the blades move. Whereas on this guy, the thing you're holding is fixed to this blade. Only one blade moves.
Yeah.
So that's why I like this. Anyway, I could ramble, like, Calibri should pay me because I ramble about Calibri stuff all the time. But like, again, if you have $100 and you want to get like one good premium set, it's the Daytona and the S-cut all day, every day. And then if you want the V-cutter, again, V-cuts are fun. I just did a V-cut, but like, you need one. The straight cut can never go wrong.
Yeah, so Calibri, if you need to sponsor somebody, Matthew's got you covered.
I'm so many videos talking about my Calibri stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, I have I brought everything. So I have the soft flame, I have my Rally cut set, I have my Daytona set. So 5 Calibri products out in front of me. They do also sell like triple torch. They sell other stuff. So like, if you do want like double torch, triple torch, bigger stuff, They make an SV cut where one side's a V cut and the other side is a straight cut that has a back.
Cool.
They have a lot of really cool stuff. But yeah, Colibri is my absolute go-to. And then I have some cheap stuff too. I have some $10 Amazon lighters that I've been using for months now, and they work perfectly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a $10 Amazon lighter that lasts for I think I had it for 7 or 8 years, and it finally stopped working. And I was like, oh, I'm out $10.
That's a good
Nice.
value.
Yeah,
7
good
years
value.
for $10 is a very, very good value.
I can't keep up with a lighter that long.
Yeah, my
put 'em
attention
in the-
span will let me use the same lighter for 7 years. I gotta
No, I'm just liable to lose it before 7 years is out.
fair.
That's true too. Fair enough. All right, so I'm getting to the sad part of my cigar. It's getting way too hot to smoke. So I guess let's give our final reviews on these cigars, and I'll start it off. Good construction, good smoke output. The taste is pretty good. The only thing I don't like is that film on my mouth, man. It just took me out of the whole thing. So for the Man of War Armada, I'm going to have to give it a 3.5, which is a little bit lower, but you got knocked off a whole point just for the film. But I'd smoke it again. I'm not going to smoke it.
Yeah.
How about you, Andy?
I'm going to go last because I'm still smoking. I'm not even close to it.
Andy's going to go last. How about
Yeah,
you, Grim, since you're already done and been done?
I'm not reviewing that shit. That's so unfair to Cohiba, man.
It is. Okay, so he's going to abstain from his...
That is so unfair to be like, oh yeah, no, I was in a bad situation and I pulled it out. I was like, I'm gonna be your hero cigar. And I was like, awesome. And then I just lit his face on fucking fire and started smoking it. And he was all like, why are you doing this to me? And then bad podcast. Done.
Classic story.
Nice. Are you about ready, Matthew?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I'm getting towards the nub here. If it had, so it burns a little hot if I go too much on it. So that's why I keep literally setting it down to give myself time between the puffs. And if it wasn't that hot and it had some of that original flavor definition, I would probably get out like my perfect draw and try and like smoke it down to the nub. As it stands, it's a perfectly fine cigar. I have a couple more of these, so I'm definitely going to like do at least another one so I can record the content for it and see how that one goes. On my rating scale, I would probably guess this would be maybe a high 7 or like a low 8 out of 10. Just kind of like thinking about the flavors. Even with that crack, like the crack didn't really get a ton worse and everything stayed together. So even despite me cracking the cap on the cut, held together just fine. Draw was perfect the whole way through. So I think my construction score would be pretty high on it, probably. I like it. I guess there were some other folks on TikTok who were really talking about this cigar and like really hyping it up. So I guess I had really high expectations for it. Completely passable cigar, very like good quality. Obviously, it's foundation. I love the foundation. But yeah, that's probably right around an 8 out of 10 is where this is going to land for me.
Nice.
Nice.
How about you, Robert?
3.5.
It's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Easy.
That's about all I got. No, okay. Again, my opinion. I found out. Now I know. I am not a flavored cigar person. I just can't do it. It's just, I need to go brush my teeth to get this, whatever this is, I'm tasting. Like 10 minutes after I put the cigar out, I'm still tasting it. It's just driving me insane. If you like flavored cigars, okay, fine. I am not a flavored cigar person, but now I know. So I have to give it a 3.5.
Fair enough.
I still think that's kind of generous if you really didn't like it.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it
he
was
sounds
a
like he has
cigar.
bottled hatred for it right now. Like he's being super polite, but in the end, like, he's just like, fuck,
Well, it was a cigar and it smoked well, and I did enjoy aspects of it. You know, the whole nostalgia, bubblegum thing, and just right there when it just took off and finished before I knew I was halfway through with it, it was almost done. So, so it wasn't like I
Sounds like
hated
fruit
it,
stripe.
but I would definitely not go back to it.
Okay, fair enough. How about you, Zach?
Cigar continued to kind of give this coffee flavor the whole time, which I enjoyed. Construction was good, draw was good. Just kind of overall like a well-built cigar, kind of about what I would expect from Oliva. I mean, they may not have the most interesting cigars to me, but they're kind of always good, in my opinion. And I'm gonna give this a 4 leaves. I think it wasn't perfect for me, but it was also quite enjoyable, and I would definitely have another one. So I'll go with 4.
All right. I know you've not gotten down yours at all since we probably started our reviews, but let's see what you got to say anyway, Andy.
If you need more time, I have a note on on Robert's cigar.
Oh, there you go. All right, go for it.
Enlighten us, Zach.
So, what's it called again? The
Tatiana.
Ruby Blue.
Ruby Blue.
So, recently, I went to our local lounge to listen to a jazz band with Andy and both of our spouses joined. My wife doesn't smoke cigars. Doesn't really smoke cigars. And I got her a Groovy Blue on the recommendation of a lady I met in the humidor while I was looking for a cigar for my wife. And my wife enjoyed it. It wasn't too much for her, considering she doesn't smoke cigars. And the flavor was kind of a plus for her. But I tried it, and whatever they use to flavor the outside of the cigar, it does not come off of the inside of your mouth. And the LFD Double Ajero that I love was tainted by that flavor a little bit. I mean, I still enjoyed the LFD. That's a cigar I really like. But it would have been like a okay one and done probably, but it like in correlation with another cigar or having a cigar after that, probably not a good idea.
Oh, fair enough. I think I know why Robert picked that particular one, because when we were on our cruise, there was a guy who was talking up that particular cigar. I mean, he was like, I love that cigar. It's so good. But he also was not a often cigar smoker either.
He had Paxton Black in mind.
He did. What? And not to put that down. I mean,
Just saying.
Yeah, if that's what you like.
It's what he likes. That's what it is. It's what he likes, and I'm pretty sure that's why he grabbed that particular one. So, all right, Andy. Sorry.
Okay, fine. I'll
Your
go.
turn, buddy.
Actually, the intensity of mine has picked up. So going
Nice.
from a kind of a full to a heavier full. So I'm gonna have to sit here for a minute. But other than that, the construction's been really good. I had to recut it since it's with the pigtail that pulled more to a torpedo style. Without having the rounded cap, so it tarred up a little bit right there at the end, or just tarring up a little bit. So I had to cut it again. There's plenty of cap there to cut, so I think there's this much cap left. I got plenty of I got plenty of cap to cut if I needed to. Outside of that, it's been really good. It's consistent. Like I said, the flavor and the nicotine intensity has picked up. So it's gone from a full to a full,
Extra full.
extra full,
Fuller.
full plus.
Full plus. I like that. Fuller, some shows have said.
So I would probably give it, as much as we love the Aganorsa, I would, for somebody who's an experienced cigar smoker such as myself that is used to smoking medium full cigars, I've enjoyed it, and we'll give it probably a 4.5.
Very nice.
Nice.
It's constructed well. It tastes good. This is the first in a while that I've actually been, 3/4 of the way through a cigar where it's finally up. Oh, hey, we're gonna dial it up a couple of notches.
Nice.
But outside of that, dude, that's probably what knocked it down half a point for me.
Just a bit too much.
Yeah, it's edging on just a little much. So yeah, we'll round it down to 4.25.
Okay. Well, but even the Liga Privada, the Flying Pig, what you're saying, it's the comparative to it. To me, the Flying Pig, it does that for me. It gets really intense. So I would fully expect that out of that particular cigar that you're smoking. So yeah, it's like right there with it.
So, but yeah, it's been an enjoyable experience. I'll probably finish it, though I may hate myself later. Why can't I get out of my chair? I know I'm trying, but I can't do it. Thank God the fridge
it's better
is
than
right
the alternative. You get up and just fall flat.
Yeah, fall back into the chair. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
Yes, it's better for your teeth.
Yeah,
definitely.
In your face.
So, on that note, I think we're going to bring this to a conclusion. I want to say thank you to Matthew, the PNW Cigar Guy. Please go check his content out.
Wait, Grim said wait.
I said wait.
My bad.
Zach, didn't you have something you want to talk to me about?
What did you do to your face, man? What did you do to your face? You had a glorious beard.
I got spiteful and shaved it off.
Ah.
So I usually have my wife do the trimming as far as it is, making it look like a down beard going down rather than out and puffy and everything else like that. She's like, I'll get to it, blah blah blah. So it hit the point where I was finally like, fuck it. And I took it all off and I waited for her to come home and she walked in the door and I was all like, and she was all like because she hates it when I don't have a beard, or when I don't have a beard. She's like there hasn't been a makeout session since it's happened. So But yes, I am a lot. I have a lot less hair because I am a spiteful husband.
So revenge is the reason that you.
Revenge is the king for like everything that I do. Yeah.
Vengeance shall be good.
Isn't that
I'm glad you
saying?
brought that up.
Cut off your beard to spite your face. Isn't that how that goes?
That's it. That's how that goes.
Don't worry, it'll be back in a week.
I look forward
It's
to it.
true. We're waiting. All right, but definitely go check out PNW Cigar Guy. You've got great content. I appreciate you coming on the show. It's been a blast, dude. Again, you're welcome anytime you want to come on. I'll do all the editing, no problem.
Oh, sometimes there's a problem, but y'all never see it because he edits.
Right?
You're telling me I can talk at a camera for an hour and somebody else will do all the hard work? That sounds like a great deal.
That's it. It's
It's a pretty good deal.
But 4 to 5 of us do.
I have every confidence that I'll come back on. Maybe we'll do like a boutique special, like one of my warped or something like that. Get everybody to
perfect.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
let's do that.
love
But
it.
on that note, I'm going to say good night.
Thanks, Matthew.
Good night.
Night, y'all.
Night.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thanks, man.